Hi, I'm Erin Lucy, and welcome back to my channel. So one of my favorite things is doing like seasonal things, activities, reading seasonally, and just like including seasonal things into my life. And I do really love doing like seasonal vlogs, and I was really hoping I could do some seasonal reading and a vlog this winter. However, we've had such like a mild winter, so I really didn't think it was gonna happen. It's just, we just weren't getting a lot of snow. There was some snow up in the mountains, but yeah, if you're new here, I live in northern Utah, and it's kind of unusual. I mean, we've had winters like this before, but usually it's colder, honestly, and a little bit snowier at least. We've had some winters where it's just like so much snow, and this year, like, it has barely snowed between, I don't know, like the holidays and now, just like very little, and very little has accumulated. But finally, we're like midway through February, and we are finally getting some. So that's kind of exciting, and it's a little late, but I decided I'm gonna do this anyway. I just thought it'd be fun. So yeah, we had like this, like the biggest snowstorm we've had in a while last night, and it was also lots of excitement going on last night. There was like a gas leak on our street, and so our street was closed, and it was a little bit dramatic, and they were working. Like, I woke up, well, I was actually working on my dissertation till like 1 in the morning, and I went outside to check at like 1:30 a.m. and they were still trying to fix it. Like, it was like a big deal. It was like very urgent that they fixed it. So anyway, but it had been starting to snow. I felt so bad for them because like they were out there working on it, and it was like snowing and accumulating, and it was just bit of a mess. But it continued to snow all night. They got the issue fixed. This morning everything was open. I heard the plows early this morning, and I thought I could do some, you know, cozy seasonal reading. I still got plenty of other things to be working on, but I chose like some really short books intentionally, and these were two that like I was really hoping to read this month, and hoping we would get some seasonal vibes, because I feel like they're very in that realm. So in this video, I'm gonna read, actually, we're gonna start with this one. So Moon of the Crusted Snow. And this is this Indigenous author, I believe from Canada. And it's like a post-apocalyptic kind of dystopian story of this Indigenous community. So I'm really, really excited about this. This is actually a duology. There's a second one, also I think pretty slim. But I found out it's not out in paperback yet, and I'm so sad because I really would probably want to read it next, but we'll see. We'll see how this one goes and see what I decide. But this has definitely winter vibes. I believe it's like going, like it takes place throughout winter or goes into winter. Yeah, anyway. Second is gonna be The Ice Palace, which has been on my TBR for kind of a long time now. In fact, I've owned it now. I think I bought it 2 years ago, actually 2 years ago almost exactly, in London. I think I was in London, and I'm so sad because it was actually on the trip when I got it. I like spilled water in my bag that had a couple of the books I had bought, and it really damaged this one, so it's like very sad. I was so devastated. Anyway, usually I'm like really, I don't know, I try to keep my books pretty pristine, and so this is very sad, but I'm still gonna read it. And I also don't know too much or remember too much from this one. It's a modern classic, and I'm actually curious when this was written. Okay, first published in 1963. First published in this translation, because I do believe it's translated in 1993. So it's been around a while, and I believe it is about these two friends. They're Norwegian, and I think they like go into this ice palace situation. So I think super different vibes, but both really short, and I'm very excited to, I don't know, go on this journey. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be reading, and I am gonna go out into the snow with Hazel. She has been begging me to go outside with her, so we're gonna do that. I do also have a friend coming to visit for the next couple of days, so I probably won't be able to show too much of that, but we'll see what happens. So. Okay, so we are a little ways into Moon of the Crested Snow, and I am totally vibing with the writing so far. It's basically about this indigenous man, Evan, and his family and his community, and basically what happens when there's like an apocalypse in this indigenous community, well, in the world, and then how this like indigenous community responds. And yeah, so far it's kind of just been like his sort of like internal monologue kind of, and what he usually does in his life. And they're still slowly noticing like the power outage and cell phone service being out, but because of like the way things are usually in the community and how late they got things like cell service and internet, it has taken a while for them to like really start to notice. So yeah, that's where we're at. Taking a walk right now with Hazel in the snow, and yeah, perfect winter vibes though. So in the book they're just like starting to go into winter and like preparing their food, preparing as they normally would, but things are starting to also change. Okay, I thought I would just come on and do a little mini book haul because I did get several books that I'd actually ordered a really long time ago. So a little sneak peek. I pre-ordered Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales from Blackwell's months ago, and it finally arrived and I was so excited. So I got the Blackwells. I don't like love trying to, I don't know, I love trying to like shop more locally, but I do like that from them I can get books that are like UK covers, and I don't do it a ton, only when I like really love the cover. But I had started like all my other ones, the first two are in the UK covers, so I want them all to be the same. I actually really like the US covers too, but ended up for some reason getting the UK covers, and so I'm sticking with that. So that's why yeah, so I know this came out I don't know, maybe like 10 days ago, but I'm just so excited about it, and I'm actually gonna use it as a like reward for finishing my dissertation. So I'm not allowed to read it yet, but it is one of my most anticipated books of the entire year, which is also why I'm using it as my reward for turning in my dissertation. So yeah. Oh, and I didn't really say anything about it, but this whole series is about Emily Wilde and her work colleague Wendell, and it's like light on the romantasy side of it, or the romance. Emily Wilde studies fairies, dryadology, and it is all about her adventures studying them, and I love it. The vibes are immaculate. Also, winter is a great time to start the series. The first one takes place in a very wintry environment. So okay, the other two are actually my fairy loot from January, and they had some delays, I guess, in their shipping and stuff, so it didn't come until now. And I will also say, like, since I'm in the US, it always takes a little bit longer, and I'm really excited. So yeah, I skipped last month, and it is pretty expensive, so I try to like limit and make sure I use my skips. And yeah, I'm very excited actually about these two. So the adult book is Immortal by Sue Lynn Tan, which I haven't actually read from, but I believe she wrote another really popular one recently, and it's also freaking beautiful. But it looks like it's something like about this squirrel and her conflict, I guess, with these like immortals, and she makes an alliance with the god of war, and there's attraction and all sorts of interest. So yeah, don't know a ton about it. Very excited though. This cover, stunning. This might be like one of my favorite fairy loot boxes in terms of just like, I don't know, they're so beautiful. So and then there's that, and then the Naked hardcover, both of them, just freaking gorgeous. Like, I don't know, I love this so much. I love this. I didn't think I like printed, but it's just like subtle enough with like the little hints of foiling. I don't know, I love it so much. I am obsessed. So that's Immortal. And again, this is the adult. And then I also get the YA, which I've debated not getting, but I'm actually really excited that I'm still getting both right now because this is freaking beautiful and I'm so excited about this. Cruel as the Light is, I believe, some sort of like Roman or Vatican City, like, I don't know, related fantasy about two characters and, you know, the Vatican. Yeah, some like church related things. It just, I don't know, it sounds interesting and unique and different to me. So, at least compared to what I've read. And I just love this. It's very like celestial. I love the end papers. So beautiful. And this one also, Naked hardcover. Like, I don't know, I just love it. I think it's so beautiful. Okay, so excited. Anyway, those are 2 or 3 books that I have recently got and just wanted to pop in and share, and I'll probably be back in a little bit with a little reading update. So
in the very first moments of falling, the stirring of the heart, felt the love I gave no longer started to bloom with you in mind. When I learned to find with you a way to hold, not lose, if I open up my heart this way, intertwine, maybe I'll make a change. This can only mean one thing, that my love might begin to believe again. It's only
so good girl. Okay, I'm a mess. I did finish Moon of the Crusted Snow, and I thought it was fantastic. It is basically about this like indigenous Ojibwe community, Anishinaabe, and everything that happens in this apocalyptic scenario where they're already incredibly isolated from the rest of the world, and then them also dealing with like strangers and newcomers. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's pretty haunting and fascinating, and there are beautiful moments, and yeah, I really liked it. I'm definitely going to read the second one at some point. So perfect for this time of year. Like, it's like late February, early March. The like meaning of Moon of the Crusted Snow has to do with like this exact time of year. So that was like perfect for right now. And then I'm just gonna start the Ice Palace. I've read like a page. It hasn't given me much yet, but it's about these 2 young girls. I think they're like 11, really young, and their relationship, but also maybe going into this ice palace. So, and I did read, apparently this writer, he's Norwegian, and he is like incredibly famous, like one of the most famous Norwegian writers. I think he's written so many books and been nominated for Pulitzers many times. So yeah, I'm very intrigued. I've never read anything of his. So yeah, other than that, we're gonna just make some dinner tonight, bake some stuff, watch some hockey, and yeah.
Madness that keeps me up at night. Just thinking of you makes me nervous, like there's only you and I. You're the clarity I find when the clouds fill up the sky. I don't wanna miss a piece of you. When I'm with you, I can never lose. This can only mean one thing. But my love, I begin to believe again. It's only for you, only for you, only for you. It's only for you, it's only for you, only for you, it's only for you, only for you.
You're kind of in my spot. She's a notorious seat stealer. Look at that. I just wanted to come give a little update because I did finish the Ice Palace. We'll take these off. And oh my gosh, like I don't even know how to talk about this book. Essentially, I don't think I said very much about the plot because I didn't really know before, but essentially it's about these two girls, Sis and Un, and Un's like mom sort of recently passed away, and she has come to live with her aunt in this village, and she's pretty antisocial and not involved and not drawn in at all to any of like the social stuff going on, even though Sis kind of tries. And Sis is like kind of the leader of her group, right? She's very social, so that is kind of the setup. And then what ends up happening is like Sis is really drawn to her, to Un, and one day they like go over to Un's house and have this like strange spiritual connection, I guess is like the only way I'd know how to describe it. And then this is like minorly spoilery, but this is like the premise of the book. She goes missing. Un goes missing the next day. She goes into this like ice palace by herself and goes missing. And then the rest of the book is really Sis dealing with that. And I won't say anymore. I won't give anything away, but the book is like very much about grief and dealing with grief, especially at this young age. And like I knew that throughout, but it didn't really hit me, I think, until the end of it. And I definitely think I'm going to be thinking about this book for a long time, but I had no idea how to feel. I feel like there were parts that were kind of slow to me and like that I didn't really love the main character, but at the same time, she's an 11-year-old girl dealing with her missing friend, and I do feel like that was like a really interesting portrayal of that situation. The writing is very like immersive in winter. Like I felt cold the whole time. So really, he did a really good job of that. And it's very haunting. Like I almost think both of these are like a little bit horror-y. Like they just have really like haunting and kind of spooky vibes. And I don't think the Ice Palace is listed as that, but that's kind of the vibe it was giving me. Just like kind of really spooky and haunting and like cold to the bone, like chilling. So yeah, I don't know how to feel. I think both of them like I really enjoyed, and I would say I think they're both like really solid 4 stars. I don't even, like they're really different but also really similar, like more similar than I expected in like sort of vibe and like how it was written. I don't know how to explain it. I think this one's definitely more hopeful but kind of darker subject matter, and this is like deals with really real feelings of like loss. This is also very descriptive. Like the writing is very beautiful but also very unique and interesting, like kind of like this repetitive sentence structures. I don't really know how to explain it, but at first I wasn't sure how I felt about it. It's a little bit kind of clunky and just like it took me a second to get used to, but it's also really beautiful. Like there were these descriptions of this like wintry setting and of like how Sis was feeling that really were like very immersive and interesting. So yeah, anyway, that is the 2 books that I read. I am really glad I did this. It was very wintry, and next week or this coming week is gonna be pretty warm again. So I'm glad I did this while it was nice and snowy and it was like some fun wintry vibes. Highly recommend some seasonal reading. Yeah, for now, I'm going to eat my fake chicken little burger thing, Impossible Burger, and just finished watching Utah Hockey Club beat the Canucks, so that was really fun. And yeah, that was it for my wintry reading vlog. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.